LaJoyce Brookshire is no stranger to success. She's the author of the bestseller turned hit movie Soul Food. And as a record company executive, she's worked with some of the biggest names in music.
And who are some of the other people you've had the opportunity to work with?
Oh, I've had the opportunity to work with Miss Aretha and
Queen of Soul.
The Queen of Soul.
Wow.
Whitney Houston, Sean Diddy Combs.
In 1990, at the height of her career, she met and married the man of her dreams. That dream quickly turned into a nightmare after a shocking discovery.
My husband of 2 years was full-blown AIDS, had full-blown AIDS.
Then she couldn't help but wonder about her own health.
And my first thought was for them to take my blood so they could tell me I'm negative.
She relied on her childhood faith to get her through.
It was as if God had said to me, daughter, go, thy faith has made thee whole, and you are free from all your diseases. I just knew that I knew I was negative.
Medical tests proved her right. Miraculously, Brookshire was HIV negative.
And I am negative, hallelujah. It's only by the grace of God that I am negative.
Brookshire is one of the few happy endings. Every 9.5 minutes, someone in America is diagnosed with HIV and AIDS. In 2007, 40% of those cases were Black women. And now, HIV is the leading cause of death for Black women between the ages of 25 and 34. One reason behind this can be traced to behavior known in the African American community as living on the down low. That is when a man in a heterosexual relationship secretly sleeps with men.
It's enraging. It really is a tragic thing to think that someone that you love has your best interest in heart, and they really don't. They're just selfish and thinking of themselves and their pleasure.
You don't know who you're messing with or who you're talking to nowadays. I'm sure half the time most of the people don't come up front about the issue.
And what may be even scarier is that these men are found in all segments of the population.
It's in corporate America, it's in government, it's in sports. And again, at the end of the day, it's the African American woman, the wife, the fiance, the girlfriend, who's getting the short end of the stick. Totally unsuspected. And unfortunately, she finds out many times the most painful way there is to find out: HIV/AIDS.
Pastor Michael Stevens writes specifically about this in his book, Straight Up, the church's official response to the epidemic of down-low living.
So many men in the church that I pastor and that churches around America that are struggling with this. You've got 1/3 of African American men who are actually on the down low. They consider themselves, although they sleep with other men, they still consider themselves heterosexual. That's the problem.
Pastor Stevens stresses that the church must take a stronger role in addressing the struggle that some men have with homosexuality.
My fear is now we are creating what they would call a gay-friendly, homosexual, user-friendly church where we are all accepted. We are all God's children. Come on in. Let's get the tithe and offerings up. Let's get the popularity up.
Dr. Alveda King, niece of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., agrees.
Say the organist is gay and he's dying of AIDS, HIV. So he plays the organ louder and the people jump and dance louder so they don't hear the pain of the sickness of the HIV. So you cover up the sin in the church with the theatrics and the music and all of that.
But Pastor Stevens says there is hope for those who want out of the lifestyle.
I know men today who struggled for years with homosexuality. Men who struggle, and they publicly struggle. It was no secret. But God saved them, delivered them, healed them. Today they walk in wholeness and healing. Today they are good husbands and fathers.
Brookshire is now married to her childhood sweetheart and is the mother of a 7-year-old daughter. She is still HIV-free and travels the country speaking out about HIV and AIDS awareness. She candidly shares her story in her book, Faith Under Fire, Betrayed by a Thing Called Love. Most of all, she shares about God's saving grace.
This could have devastated me for the rest of my entire life, but what it did was it increased my faith and helped to make me stronger. I can only thank God for this experience. I wouldn't take back one day of it because of what has transpired on the other side. All I could think about was like, okay, Lord, you must have an incredible assignment for me.
Charlene Israel, CBN News.